On the cover, Overclock reclines in a chair made of people in white lab coats. Their skin is covered in circuitry, and at his feet rest two dogs, one fluffy and black, the other brown and white. Behind him, the Cloctopus wraps two tentacles around the makeshift throne, and at each shoulder stands a hulking figure in a suit of powered armor. On one side a humanoid crocodile, on the other a bull. The caption is in a word balloon, Overclock taunting the audience. Can they save Bhatt? And stop me? Issue 4. Stop the clock. So issue 4 starts with Piero outside the Kopi building. Last issue, Overclock broke out of prison via his Clocker Spaniel's Tick and Tock. And a few minutes before that, Piero had showed up at Kopi to kind of hang out outside the building. And so you're outside, and you hear this long whistle. It almost sounds like a firework, right? Like just going up into the air. And then you see a streak of light, and you hear two rapid succession explosions on the northeast side of the building. So all the way around the building from you. But something has just impacted this building like a missile. What do?
I'm gonna go investigate the explosions.
Okay, so you're just gonna run around to the side of the building?
Yeah, I mean, I imagined getting miming a ladder and then miming the ladder up and then kind of
Sure.
moving around on the ladder.
I am going to make you roll to unleash your powers because there is nobody out here.
Ooh.
So you're basically just pulling on yourself for this.
Okay, cool. 8, 10.
Okay. So yeah, you do the thing. You have mimed a ladder and you can kind of feel your mask sort of pulling a little bit at your psyche to kind of manifest this thing. So are you just going up to the top of the building, or what is your plan with this ladder?
Just to get a better look at the building, so yeah, probably the top.
Okay, so you're just kind of climbing up this giant pyramid building. So yeah, you get to the top, it takes you a couple of minutes, and as you are reaching the top, you see probably the strangest sight you've seen in a while, which is Overclock sans really all of his limbs replaced with cheap plastic prosthetics, holding onto the backs of two Cocker Spaniels who are flying with rocket legs through the night sky very quickly.
Wow.
Sort of towards the center of town. What do?
I guess I'm gonna try to get a Kopi agent to help with this.
How?
Oh, man. Knock on all the windows going down the ladder.
It is a giant pyramid.
Oh, damn it! I don't know.
You can mime a glass cutter.
Yeah, mime a glass cutter and cut a very large circle.
And then cut a hole in the wall of this high-tech pyramid building. I'm willing to let you try. Unleash your powers.
Okay. 6.
That is a 6. Okay. So, mark potential.
Do we reset the potential every...
No, it's a track. When it fills up, you can take an advancement.
Word.
So you can't get yourself to believe that this is going to work. As much as you try. Dang. And there's a very soft, it's not going to work, Piero.
Oh, yay.
You can stop him. You still have time.
Oh, man, again. Okay, I guess I'm gonna mime a jetpack and put on 2 straps, really rev that lawnmower engine. Just, I don't know, hope.
This is going to be one more Unleash Your Powers.
9?
Okay, that's a partial success. So what you can do here, you are going to be flying through the air after Overclock. Do you want to make this temporary or unstable, or do you want to mark a condition?
Make it unstable.
Unstable? Okay. So you follow him far enough to see probably where his intended target is. Mm-hmm. He starts coming down from his sort of ballistic arc sort of across the river. There's what looks to be some sort of almost a medical-looking building. It's not a hospital, but it looks like it might be some sort of a research facility. At that point, your imaginary jetpack overheats and you ram into a building.
Oh, dang!
So you're not gonna you basically just crash through an open window.
Okay.
And it's an empty office building at this point in the night. So you find yourself alone in this empty office building. And we're going to pause right there, and we are going to move over to the Baroness. Mm-hmm. Overclock has dog-rocketed out of the building.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What do?
Do I know the schematics of this building well enough to know, how much time I would lose by trying to run around to a door?
You'd probably lose a good bit.
So, the first thing I want to do is just try to smash through this superpowered person-proof wall and to follow him directly?
Yeah, I think, again, that is going to be an unleash your powers.
Yeah, that's certainly what I was expecting.
You are changing your environment, so...
Yeah, I am, what is it? Overcoming an obstacle?
You are overcoming an obstacle.
That's an 8.
Okay, so that is a partial success.
Okay.
So yeah, you start just hammering on this glass, and it is starting to, like, crack and splinter under your, cyber bear blows. So first off, do you want to mark a condition, or is it going to be unstable or temporary?
I think I'm going to mark a condition and just smash through it.
Okay,
I'm going to make myself angry at this point.
You're angry a lot.
Because I'm pretty angry.
That makes sense.
At Overclock right now.
Okay.
I feel like you played me like a chump.
So you, like, roar just in kind of this giant cyber bear. I guess Piero from outside would have heard this as they are rocketing after Overclock. And this window just bursts open and you are off like a shot. And you can see, at this point, Piero up in the sky with an imaginary rocket pack. And then, way off in the distance from them, you see the twin jets of Overclock's dog jets. And you see Piero roll and crash into a building. What do you do?
So I'm going to say there's definitely a few panels of me looking back between them and the pain of decision on my face. Uh-huh. But I think... in the end, I'm going to pull myself away and run towards Piero. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can see that they have crashed into an office building, and you can probably make it there pretty quickly.
Right.
So we're going to pause that. William, we left you in a room with a shrine to your great-great-grandfather, Balthazar Infernus, apparently with a large portrait made of his own skin. You've been told that you can leave whenever you want. That said, there are a couple of things in this room that I would like you to know about, now that you have a minute.
Okay.
There is what looks to be a low altar with a pentagram, and then inside the center of that inscribed that alchemical symbol for iron that is your family's crest. At each point of that, there is a candle. They look to be have lit recently, but they are out now. And then there are a couple of depressions in the wall that have basically little, like, knickknacks. There's a couple of, old pieces of jewelry. There's a bunch of old cigars in one of them. Basically, these look like little offering nooks in this shrine room. What do you want to do?
Can I take some time and try and dedicate the pentagram shape and the whole thing to memory?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It almost feels like this is something that, as soon as you see it, it is just in your head.
Okay.
You definitely are connected to it.
Okay. Lacking anything else to do at this point, since I have no idea what else is going on, I'm probably going to sit and consider this for a while, the whole thing. I've just been told some rather gruesome information. I feel like he needs to process that for a little while longer.
Okay. So, yeah, we just get that panel of William kind of just probably standing there in just sort of this stunned shock almost. And from there, we get one more scene with Darren.
Yes.
You've gone to kind of bed for the night. It's slightly after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Weird question. Do you sleep?
I do not.
Okay. So what do you do at night?
I have a small garden of mushrooms in the basement.
So you just tend to your mushroom
garden?
I
tend to my mushrooms, yes. My mushrooms and my little moss patch and various fungal friends and creatures, yes.
Do you talk to them?
I nurture them because they don't talk the same language that I do. Mm-hmm. We have very different dialects.
Okay.
But I still enjoy the nurturing, and I treat them more like we would a cat or a dog. Give them a sediment and check up on them and give them water and mist them.
Okay. So, let's cut directly to the Baroness and Piero. Mm-hmm. You have now gotten up into this office building, and you two are kind of together at this point.
Okay.
What do you do?
First thing I'm going to do is make sure that Piero is okay.
Yeah, they seem fine.
Okay.
And they gave the okay symbol to each other, just to clarify.
Yes. Yes, that was not spoken.
So, things that you know, just because new episode. You have about 30 minutes before Dr. Bhatt's pacemaker goes into overdrive and will likely end him, or at least make his life very bad. At the same time, you know that Overclock is going somewhere to do something probably nefarious. What you gonna do?
I know where Overclock's hideout is, right?
Yes, he did tell you where it was.
Do I know whether it's close to any of the other people?
Probably Darren, since it's out near a suburb.
Also, wouldn't Officer Darren be alerted that there was a break-in or an alarm system going off at Kopi?
Quite possibly, yes.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my communicator eye, which I guess can send emails.
Sure.
It's also a cell phone.
We know you have Wi-Fi because we hacked it last episode.
That's right, I did. So I'm going to use my Wi-Fi to try to call their cell phones, them being William and Darren.
So I'm not going to make you roll for that. You're literally making a call.
So I'm going to place those calls. I don't know if they're going to pick up or not.
Okay, so right quick, and this is probably the most important question I have ever asked you. We're going to start with Darren. What is your ringtone?
Oh, that's a great question. My ringtone is Complicated by Avril Lavigne, obviously.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. And William, what is your ringtone?
It's the Sound of Flame.
Okay. Sound of Flame. Who's that by?
No, it's not a song.
Oh,
I'm saying it's literal, like, crackling.
Just like crackling.
That's the sound. Like, we just...
Okay, alright. I like that.
Montages.
Okay, so we get basically split panels where both Darren and William's phones are going off. I'm assuming you guys answer.
Oh, yes.
Okay, because it does say on the front that it's coming in from the Baroness.
I only have 3 contacts, so...
4?
Yeah, I have a whopping 4 contacts in my phone, so...
Okay.
I will, of course, be like, well, this is definitely not Officer Darren, because he's asleep.
Right.
Baroness, is this a 3-way call, or are you calling each of them separately?
I suppose it would be a conference call. I'm not sure I'm sophisticated enough to do each one separately.
Sure. So you both pick up right about the same time. Go for it.
So, Overclock has escaped.
How did that happen?
He hacked my Wi-Fi. I didn't even know I had Wi-Fi, but he has these robot dogs. You know, some sort of German Shepherd, I think. They're Clocker Spaniels. Anyways, he went to a secret facility, and he also set Bhatt to like explode or something. So, I can't do both. Yes, Puro is with me. They also can't do both. Are you guys available
What do we need to
do? I don't know where you guys are, but I can tell you where Bhatt, or where Overclock's lab is. If someone can go there and shut down the mainframe, Bhatt won't die. That will give me a chance to go after Overclock. Conversely, you can come with me and Puro to go after Overclock.
Text me the address of this mainframe, and I can go take care of that.
I sent both of you the address of where I think he's going, and of the warehouse to save Bhatt.
So
Darren,
I'm just...
Are you coming with me or going with them?
Who is this?
It's William.
I have to be sure. You all sound very similar.
I'm the guy who summons the demons.
Good to hear from you, William.
It's gonna be a long night.
So who's doing what? Let's just pin that down right quick. You guys, Puro and the Baroness, you know where Overclock was heading. It's just across the river from you guys, so you're relatively close. The address for his hideout is pretty close to Darren. William, having the resources that William does, could probably get to either of those locations pretty quickly.
Can I talk to Officer Darren before I leave? Or
Yeah.
should I sneak out like a rebellious teenager like they do in the John Hughes movies?
Yeah.
Oh, this is to me. You should probably ask Officer Darren. Only rebellious teenagers sneak out, and that is not what you want to be.
But it seems like the rebellious teenagers are the ones who are in all the movies.
You know what? Fine. I'm going to sneak out, but you do what you want.
I think you're very cool, so I'm going to do what you do.
That can't possibly get me in any trouble,
Okay,
so...
guys, we just triggered a comforter support move.
I was gonna say.
Roll mundane.
Because you have especially more influence over me.
That's 6.
Okay, so that is a failure. You said that all the cool kids, sneak out, and all the cool kids sneak out, and you may be not feeling as cool as maybe your friend William at this point.
Yeah.
So I guess what it comes down to is, are you going to try and sneak out, yes, or are you going to talk to Officer Darren?
I have a great deal of respect for Officer Darren, but I also want to be more human-like, and it feels that this is part of the human experience, the sneaking out at night. And I've never been invited to a party before. So I have never had an opportunity to sneak out before now.
Okay, so you sneak
So
in.
I'm going to sneak out.
Alright, so we get a couple of panels of Darren just like tiptoeing through the house, and you get in the backgrounds of those panels, Officer Darren looks like he's suiting up, and he's got his cell phone like held between his shoulder and his ear, and there's like off-panel dialogue, but you can't really see what he's saying, but you know he's talking to someone, and he's getting ready to go out.
Yeah.
So you guys, just to be perfectly clear, Darren and William are going to Overclock's lair, basically.
Yes.
Okay, and Piero and the Baroness are going to go and try and stop him.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with Overclock's lair, so with Darren and William. So you guys meet up at this address. It's just down 17th Street, which is kind of like towards the outskirts of the city proper where it starts hitting the suburbs. And there's a lot of abandoned buildings out here. It's seen kind of better days. Most of the really high-tech industrial stuff has moved into the city center. And the actual location looks to just be a big, squat warehouse. And you guys are standing outside of it at this point. What do you do?
This looks rather unimpressive for Overclock's hideout.
Makes it kind of perfect, really, though.
Have you seen many hideouts for villains before?
Not a lot. A few. Yeah. Anyway, we should definitely be on the lookout for traps, though. Just to be clear, you could have more mechanical animals around.
Mechanicals.
Oh, mechanicals is so good.
No, not mechanimals. That's totally
Mechanicals.
Mechanicals.
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, if we are very careful and very fortunate, then we will avoid them. What type of traps would a villain have?
Are you guys at this point kind of trying to look around to just see if there's a...
Yes, I'm going to assess the situation.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, I'll assess that situation. I got a 9.
Okay, so you guys... So I guess the first thing we should do is add a little team to the pool because it is the beginning of a new session. So there is one team in the pool just to begin with. Could Darren help in this regard?
Yeah, I see things in a different light spectrum.
Yeah.
Can I look around me and see any like light emissions or UV radiation?
That would be enough to push that up to a 10. I'm absolutely willing to do that. So go ahead and take that team out of the pool. Go ahead and ask. I believe you get 3 of those questions off there.
2 questions.
2 questions. All right, so go ahead and ask those questions.
I'm going to mistranslate this. The question of who here is most vulnerable. I want to know what section of this building looks most vulnerable to us.
Sure. To you specifically, the roof. There's what looks to be like a big window up there that you could probably break.
Skylight type thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Easily.
And do you communicate this to me?
Yes.
Okay.
And I want to know, can we see in any of the windows or anything at this point?
The windows seem to be frosted over. It looks like somebody has gone through with like a spray paint pan and a spray paint can.
Okay. Can I ask
out.
my second question if can I fly up to the roof and then ask another question?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys want to fly up onto the roof?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's hard for either of you.
Yes,
So.
I float to
Yeah.
the roof.
So you guys fly up onto the roof. Are you wearing your demon or are you having it carry you?
I'm going to avoid summoning and desummoning as much now. So he's going to be carrying me.
Okay. So you've got a demon that has carried you up to the roof. Okay.
At that point, what do we see down through the skylight? Is it also frosted?
No, the skylight is not. So what you can see on the interior, this place is pretty dark, and it's, kind of the middle of the night. But you can definitely see big machines, you can see a couple of big glass, tubes. You can see all the way towards the far end, there is what looks to be just a giant mainframe computer. It almost takes up the entire wall. But yeah, you can definitely see a bunch of you can't really make out what kind of tech, but some pretty complicated looking machinery in there. And big glass tubes.
I can touch you and we can phase through. You'll only be gelatinous for a couple of seconds.
I'm not sure. I'll keep that in mind. That doesn't sound super pleasant. So is there any part that looks the most... I'm just going to go off and ask my second question based on none of these. Mm-hmm. Is there any part of this building that looks the most likely to house an actual lair type place? Most of this just looks super generic.
It really does.
Is there any corner that's like walled off or anything to that effect?
There's really not, but a lot of the machinery does kind of get in the way, because you're just looking down through this skylight. Right. So really, you've got a very narrow band of vision. So whatever's off to kind of the left and the right of this is just kind of past your field of vision at this point.
Okay. I don't really have a second question, though. Then,
You can always hold on to it. If you have a second question that you would use for assess, you can hold on to that.
Unless we see mechanicals.
You don't, at this point.
Is this skylight straight glass, or does it actually open?
Looks like it's just glass.
Is there a roof access of any kind?
There is not.
I really don't want to become gelatinous. I would rather just bust through.
It's a coming of age moment in my culture.
Alright. I suppose if you think this is a good idea, we'll do this your way.
Am I also taking your demon?
No, I'll just de-summon him for the time being. Sorry, Dad.
Okay, so I'm going to make you roll to unleash your powers to phase you guys through this class.
Alright.
Nice.
11 plus 2, so 13.
Yeah, you do the thing.
You do the thing really well.
Yeah, no trouble at all. You basically just kind of grab William and the two of you kind of like Slimer pour through this window. You reconstitute inside the warehouse itself. You can see a little more down here at this point, and you can see along each wall there are basically big, they look like plexiglass boxes, and inside of those there appear to be figures. They're kind of large, humanoid, but there are no lights in here, so you can't really make out what they are. And there look to be two of them, one on either side. Can
I see any radiation or lights of any sort?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of electricity floating around through here. Okay. There's
Can I see it congregating towards the mainframe?
Oh yeah, the mainframe is kind of the center of this whole thing. A lot of the other machines that you can see in here now, William, you might actually recognize. A lot of these are high-end biomed devices from Heron. So like life support systems, things for fabrication of high-end prostheses.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Darren, what do you want to do here? Can you guide us to the center of all this?
I'm seeing a lot of electrical current flowing through towards that corner.
You are invaluable. We head towards that.
Sure. Yeah, so it's a giant mainframe computer. There is a huge screen. It is easily 5-6 feet across. And right now, there is a screensaver on it that just has a clock that is showing the current time. What do you do?
She just said to cut power to it, right?
She did.
Can I unplug it?
Yeah.
I'm going to unplug it.
Okay. You unplug the mainframe. Again, I'm not going to make you roll for anything there. You're just pulling a plug. And there is this kind of electronic hum that sort of winds down through this whole building. One by one, the lights inside the warehouse start coming on, and we will pause the scene right there and move over to Piero and the Baroness.
Okay.
So, Piero and the Baroness, you have just gotten off of your conference call with Darren and William.
Uh-huh.
They are assumedly going to be taking care of Overclock's lair. And what are you guys doing at this point?
So, I'm going to turn to Piero and say, you want to come with me to take out Overclock?
Yeah, I nod.
Okay. Before we go, I just want to let you know that Overclock can, maybe control me, and I don't know if I can stop him. So, watch my back while we're in there.
Okay. My character nods.
Okay.
There we go.
I just want to let you know that I'm sharing this vulnerability that I have with you.
Are you trying to trigger a move of some sort?
Yes, perhaps my team move.
When you share a vulnerability?
Yes.
How about you go ahead and trigger that? What does that say?
Yes. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, give them influence and hold 2.
Okay, so...
which I can spend to help them as if it were team.
Nice. So, yeah, you now have influence over the Baroness.
Yes.
And you now have 2 hold that you can use to help Piero.
Yes.
As per team. Fantastic.
Yes.
Alright, so what are you guys doing at this point? Are you just in hot pursuit, or what's the plan?
My character hands the Baroness L'Orange's card. Just because my character believes that maybe we should call more people to Overclock's escape.
You can definitely see from the Kopi kind of HQ pyramid that there is a lot of activity going on right now. Since, again, there was an attack on it, so...
So, I'm still I'm gonna say that's a good idea. And I'm actually going to call Static Jacques.
So you guys are just kind of hanging out in this office building, and you're going to call Static Jacques.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make this call while we're sort of on our way to follow him.
Okay, so you're on your way kind of across the river at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does this look on the page? Are you running? Is Piro writing?
Can I ride you, please?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you mime us?
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of panels of Piro hanging on to the back of the Baroness, who is just like, I don't want to say barreling, but barreling through the street, and you're having this call as you're rushing across the river here.
You have like the movement streaks.
Okay, so Static Jacques is totally the kind of guy who would have one of those incoming call tones. So you have to listen to music before you can actually talk to him.
He is, isn't he?
He really is, and I think it's All-Star.
What about Electric Avenue?
No, it's All-Star. It's totally All-Star. So by the second frame of Hey Now, You're an All-Star. Oh, hi! I didn't think you were gonna... Are we okay?
Jacques? You know that guy that blew up the college?
The Cloctopus?
The guy that made the Cloctopus.
There was a guy that made the Cloctopus?
There's a guy that made the Cloctopus, and he escaped.
Oh, was that what those explosions were?
Yeah!
Oh, no.
Could you just, let everyone know that this is where he went?
Yeah! Thank you so much for believing in me!
Oh. I believe in you, Jacques! I do!
And you can almost hear his spirits lifting. I want you to roll to comfort or support someone.
Yeah. 6... 4...
He can tell that you're not really, that your heart's not in it. He goes, I'll do my best, and then he disconnects the call. By this point, you guys are across the river, and you can see that there's this kind of medical research facility that now that you're close enough to it, it's called the Phoenix Institute. And the front, third of the building where the door used to be is kind of gone. Looks very similar to the impact that the Clocker Spaniels made on the Kopi HQ. And you can see inside something's on fire. What do you do?
I think we should look for the safest way in.
Okay, that seems like assessing the situation, so somebody roll me some plus superior.
6?
There is not really a safe way into this building. Hero, yes.
I would like to mime driving a truck, and then mime pulling a large hose from that truck, and then mime turning on the hose to take out the fire to create a safer way into the building.
Yeah, okay. Alright. You know what? I'm fine with that. You have at least one witness here, and that seems like it's something that... you know what? Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers as well. Because you are overcoming an obstacle.
Okay, 5 plus...
Plus freak.
7.
Alright. Is this unstable, temporary, or are you marking a condition?
Temporary.
Temporary? Sure. So yeah, this fire truck is going to get most of the fire out, which is weird. Invisible water putting out actual fire. Who knows how that works? But yeah, you still have a couple of smaller fires going on, but it's not like the big blaze that it was. So you now have a path of entrance in, and you can see, basically there was a straight shot into this building, and you can kind of see silhouetted all the way at the end against what looks to be a big, well-lit room, the form of Overclock, and he's got two, little dogs next to him, and he appears to be putting something on his left arm. What do you do?
Go, go, go!
Okay, Piero makes the go-go motion, and I sort of charge in there.
Alright, so you are directly engaging a threat.
Yes.
Right quick before we do this, you guys are now directly engaging a threat as a team.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to go ahead and add some team to the pool. I actually think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Piero, weirdly enough, is leading this fight.
I would agree.
Yeah. So, do you have influence over the Baroness?
I do. I have,
You just gained it.
I had influence over the bear previously. Yeah. Does that matter?
It actually does. So when someone takes influence over you again, you shift their labels. So before any of this happens, I need you to shift the Baroness's labels.
How much do I get to shift? Just one?
Yeah, you shift one up and one down.
Okay. I think I'm gonna shift your superior up and your danger down.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You think the Baroness is a smart and not a dangerous bear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, we add 2 to the team because you are entering battle against a dangerous foe. We add 1 more because you have influence over the rest of the team. Hero, what is your purpose in this fight?
Secure Overclock and get him back to Kopi facilities.
Okay, so capture Overclock?
Yes.
Alright, Baroness, how about you?
I'd say that's certainly one of my top goals, yeah.
What are your actual top goals?
So, I want to secure him because I feel like I let him escape. I also want to not kill him.
I think that's close enough. You're both basically trying to capture Overclock and put him back in custody. That's fine. So we'll add 1 more to the team, and then do you guys mistrust each other at all at this point?
I don't think so.
Okay, and I don't think you're ill-prepared or off-balance. I think you're coming in with a plan. So, yeah, that should put us at 14 in the pool. And with that, we resume on this panel of the Baroness charging into the Phoenix Institute. Go ahead and roll that to...
Oh, yes. To directly
engage a threat.
So I got a 9. No, that's an 8 plus 2, that's 10.
Okay, so 10.
I added those wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got a 10. So do you want to trigger any of your bull moves, or are you just going to take the straight 10? Because I know you've got some...
I don't think I want to cause significant collateral damage yet. And I kind of charged in without... I'm not going to activate punch everyone right now.
Yeah, I think this is... It's not without hedging your bets. You know what you're getting into at this point. All right, so go ahead and pick 2 off of that list.
I'm going to resist or avoid any blows that might be coming at me. So I'm going to do this defensively. And I think I'm also going to... I feel like I want to surprise Overclock.
Okay.
I want to surprise him by not barreling full force into him and sort of stopping right in front of him. Like where I could have punched him in the face, but I didn't.
Just to see if he flinches?
Yeah.
No, he definitely flinches. So there's a couple of things that happen as you barrel into this room. You get past them. But as you're starting to come in the room that he's in, there look to be 8 other people, just kind of, at this point, sort of lying on the floor. And as you barrel in, they start to lift themselves up off the floor. And you can see that they've got that eyes rolled back, kind of like glowy-eyed slight circuitry going on. You're too fast for them to actually grab you. And when you stop and, throw a claw, Overclock is like, "Whoa! What the... I thought we were on the same team here."
I don't know what... No!
I think that is a good time to go back to Hero.
Okay, I follow the bear, but maybe less dedicated. More observant of the surroundings, perhaps.
So you're just going in after?
Yeah.
Alright, are you trying to make any moves, or are you just trying to, assess your situation?
Assess the situation, I guess.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Okay. 3.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, 3, yeah.
This is crazy. Things are on fire. You can see, those weird techno-zombies that Dr. Bhatt turned into, but now there's 8 of them. And there's still the 2 Clocker Spaniels, who at this point are turning around to face the Baroness, and Overclock is kind of, holding up his hands, which now appear to be some sort of prostheses. His legs are still kind of the plastic ones. Everybody calm down. We don't need to do this. You guys can just let me go about my business, and nobody has to get hurt here. Sound good?
What is your business?
I told you. Well...
Sorta told me.
Alright, I guess now that I'm out of containment, we can talk a little bit, can't we? And he looks over at the technologically infected people and he's like, "Guys, watch the door for me." And they file out towards the front of this building. And at that point, we're going to head back over to Darren and William.
Yes.
So... Darren and William, you have unplugged the mainframe, and now all the lights in this place have kind of turned on.
That seems like the opposite of what would happen when you unplug an electrical device.
You unplugged a computer.
Yes.
A giant computer. But the rest of this place does still have power. And you hear over kind of a tinny PA system, "You have 4 seconds to tell me the password, or security countermeasures are going to enforce themselves." 4...
Passwords. Clocks are awesome!
3...
Is
Overclock-tastic!
2.
Nah.
Time's up!
Sorry, guys. We were looking for overclock rules, but you gotta say it with a Z or else I know you're a narc. And the 2 big cases with the humanoid figures in them open up, and what steps out of them, the one on the left, so this is closest to Darren, is... So first off, these are both in what look to be kind of power armor suits. They've got humanoid limbs, but you can tell they're mechanical. There's a crocodile head sticking out the top, which has a little eye. It's a crocodile, yes, congratulations. And then the one nearest William has a giant, looks like to be a steer head, like a bull, with a ring in its nose.
It's a clocks.
It's a cloxen.
Nice.
And they basically start charging in towards the center, towards you guys. What do?
I grab him and I phase us both.
So you're basically trying
Yes.
to...
I'm trying to avoid direct contact.
Okay. I think that seems like you're trying to defend William.
Yes,
basically.
I am trying to defend
go ahead and roll to
William.
defend somebody.
6, 11.
Nice. So you have definitely done the thing. You can add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I'm going to take influence over someone I protect.
Okay, so you now have influence over William. Did you have influence over William already?
Did. Yes.
Fantastic. You can shift William's labels.
Alright.
So, what do you want to shift? 1 up, 1 down.
Can I shift his savior up?
Yeah. And what do you want to go down?
I want his superior to go down.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Alright, so yeah, go ahead and shift your labels there, because Darren basically stopped you from getting trampled by an ox. Well, I guess a cloxen.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Right now, though.
at this point, who do you think has taken control of this situation?
I think I have
Okay, so
taken
we think
control of the situation.
That's fine. So Darren is the leader in this particular fight. So let's go ahead and add 2 to that pool to begin with. And you have influence over William. We just established that. So go ahead and add 1 more. And do you both have the same purpose? What is your purpose in this fight, Darren?
I think my purpose in the fight is to keep him safe because he seems softer and squishier than my other compatriots so far.
Okay.
And I want to either confirm that we were successful in shutting off the computer and then leave.
Okay. Keep William safe.
Yes.
Get out of here.
I'm a bit more non-confrontational,
Okay,
yes.
cool. William, what is your purpose in this fight?
I have absolutely no motivation to actually fight these 2. I came here specifically to shut down the computer.
Sure.
That goal has been accomplished as far as I know.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, escaping and getting out is totally fine.
I think that's close enough to the same purpose. You're basically just trying to get out of the situation at this point.
Yes.
So go ahead and add 1 more to the team. Do you guys mistrust each other?
I have mistrust for almost no one, so
Okay.
I don't.
So William, do you trust the pink mushroom girl from Beyond the Stars?
I say weirdly yes.
Okay.
She seems too innocent to actually have any motive against me. So
And again, I don't think you're off balance or ill prepared. I think you guys came here knowing that there might have been traps, there might have been something of this nature. So cool. You've got 4 in your team pool. The Coxswain has kind of just trampled over William, who is now phased through it, and it looks a little bit confused. The crocodile at this point grabs just a big piece of machinery and hurls it towards Darren. What do you guys do?
I'm going to unleash my powers. I want to increase the density of the creatures so much they can't move.
Okay, so you're trying to incapacitate it?
Yes, so they become too heavy to actually walk or lift things. I think is a goal. Is that too much, or can I make the things picking up too heavy?
I think removing their ability to move is definitely a thing you could do, but that would be more of a directly engaging a threat. So let's go ahead and have you roll danger.
Alright. Whoops-a-daisies. And what's danger? -1? Alright, well, we got a 4.
Okay. So, yeah, not so much.
I don't want to spend all that team to save
You
that
can't.
goal.
You can't. You can only spend 1 team at a time. So, yeah. Hard move time. So
Okay,
yeah.
I'm ready.
So first off, mark potential.
Yes.
You go to increase the density of this thing, and
Yes.
the suit compensates, and now it's throwing even harder.
Shit!
So I want you to go ahead, and as you take a giant piece of machinery, basically full on, go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
Okay, is that 2 dice again?
That is, yeah, it's 2 dice plus conditions marked. And you really want low on this roll, so do you have any conditions marked?
I have guilty.
So that's +1.
Yes, plus...
Yeah, you're rolling plus your conditions marked.
Okay.
So you've got 1 condition marked.
Yes, so I have 7.
Okay, so 7. So you have taken a powerful blow off that 7 to 9 list. You can choose one. You lash out verbally, you provoke a teammate, you give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you can struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Could William spend a team to reduce that to a 6?
No.
Okay.
Team only ever adds.
I'm going to say I struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
Okay. So you take a giant piece of machinery to the face, and what does that look like kind of on the page where Darren just kind of shrugs this off?
Oh, she does not shrug this off.
Okay.
I think she'll get impact. I think a large part of my exterior will be kind of crunched in.
Like mushroom style?
Like mushroom style,
okay.
like bruised and indented inward. Mm-hmm. And it's all going to be very dark purple and oozy.
And what conditions are you marking?
I'm going to mark I am feeling insecure and I'm feeling afraid.
I think those make sense. Alright, so William, you just saw this happen. What do you do?
I'm going to stick with what I initially said. There's no point in sticking around here as far as I can tell.
Sure.
This is not my fight.
Sure.
So, Demon gets summoned, and basically I just intend for it to grab the two of us and fly us back up through the roof.
So just kind of like smash through the window on your way out?
Yeah, I just want to avoid them completely.
No, absolutely. I think that sounds like unleashing your powers. You're basically kind of overcoming an obstacle, which is this fight.
I got a 7.
Okay. So, yes, kind of standard there. You'll definitely do the thing. So you crash through the window, and you're basically going to end up maybe on the roof, who knows. But you've crashed through the window, you're out of the warehouse proper. Do you want this to be unstable, temporary, or do you want to mark a condition?
I had too many conditions already.
Okay, so unstable or temporary?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think temporary. I think your dad's whole situation is kind of on your mind at this point, and something kind of in you is like, I don't want to use this too much or for too long. So as soon as you're out of the warehouse, the demon just poofs and you're on the roof.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys are up on the roof now. You can still kind of hear these things rampaging around downstairs, but at this point it seems like they're actually destroying the lair itself. Like they're just destroying any traces of what was down there. Breaking machinery, breaking glass. What do you guys do?
I am still able to move pretty well. Just look really ugly. I think I would phase us so we can float off of the roof and make our escape from there. What do you think?
Is our goal to join back up with these other two and try and help them out?
I think so. Why would they be destroying his own lair?
That's a great question. But I think at this point you guys have decided that you're going to be leaving this particular area and trying to regroup with the other two.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
So, back to the Baroness and Piro. So back at the Phoenix Institute, Overclock has now sent his clock zombies out to watch the front. Alright, let me see if I can convince you to let me go here. I'm not great at talking about myself. And he looks over at Piro. I think you understand. Someone really close to me got very, very sick. And I mean, like, inoperable sick. Cool? We got an offer. High-end, cutting-edge, really experimental kind of treatment. And all it would cost me was an arm and a leg, so yeah, I said yes. Now, I'm not going to say that I expect miracles, and I understand that not every experiment ends well. This one ended extremely poorly. And he kind of taps the little chrome plate in his head. It's what happened afterwards that really got under my skin. Yeah, I know. Humor is a way of coping, I'm sorry. And he looks over at the Baroness. Do you remember everything that happened to you?
I shake my head.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this without you having been there, and I think you might get part of this. I have a password lock on my brain. I know kind of what was done to me, but I don't really know by who or how, or really the full extent of that. What I know, and he reaches up, I'm sorry, I hate to do this in front of people, and he reaches in his mouth and he like pulls a tooth, and his face opens. And you can see that behind the skin there is just metal, and that little chrome plate on the top of his head connects into what looks to be some sort of a processor. There are two things I know. This body's not real, not even a little bit. And I still have a real one somewhere. I want it back. And the only things that I know are that a lot of the tech in me was based on designs by Grover Bhatt. Now, I don't think he was directly involved, but I think he knows who bought his tech. You'd be stupid not to, right? So here's the thing. I know the wholesaler for this tech. was the Heron Group. So I'm going to absorb all the tech in this institute, and I'm going to go take out the Heron Building. Do you guys want in? Now, the Heron Building, just for the audience, is a group of 4 really tall office buildings connected to a huge central skyscraper in the middle of town. It is mammoth. There are a lot of people that work there, so...
That escalated quickly.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit desperate at this point.
Why?
I got ran in by Kobe. I'm in their system.
Okay.
And he looks out at the kind of clock zombies, and you can hear sirens quickly approaching. They're not going to let me go. But I'm hoping that you two might.
I mime big, my arms small and then large to be big explosion and clactopus.
Yeah.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, so... I feel for you, bro. Feel for you, guy. But destroying a giant office building just isn't the way to go about this.
Oh, you misunderstand me. I'm not going to destroy it. I'm going to upgrade the people in it until I find answers.
Ah, so that's what you meant by tech. I see now. That's also not cool.
Sorry that you feel that way. And he looks over at Piero. You don't happen to have, like, a watch or a cell phone on you or anything like that, do you?
I shake my head.
You're lying to me. And he taps his head. I'm on her Wi-Fi. Your phone starts overheating very, very rapidly.
No.
So your phone is starting to overheat. It seems like it might be getting very, very hot very, very quickly. And Overclock is, at this point, starting to back away from the two of you. Really, I don't want this to go badly. What do you do?
Can I throw the phone at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw the phone at him.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll to a blah, 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 blah. Engage a directly engage. Yeah, directly engage.
7.
Plus danger.
8.
Alright. So, pick one of those, resist or avoid blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Let's create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. So, as you throw it, it kind of scars your hand a little bit because it's very, very hot. And what opportunity are you creating for your ally?
Trying to get my ally to, I don't know, maybe corner him, make it a little harder for him to escape.
Okay, to kind of try and back him into a corner.
Yeah.
Right. So you have definitely created that opportunity, and Overclock grabs the phone, and it just sinks right into his hand, and now his hand is very, very red hot.
Oh no.
And he takes a swipe at you.
Oh no.
So, Baroness, what do you want to do?
Well, I feel like with the opportunity that Piero created for me, I would try to break off his legs. Now that I've discovered that his body is like not at all.
Yeah, his whole deal is not real.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna just like either smash off his legs so he can't run away, I guess.
Go ahead and roll to engage power. Directly engage. I think that's well inside that.
Okay, so that's plus danger. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's a 9. I would like to...
You gonna get dangerous?
So I definitely want to take his legs from him, or his ability to run away.
Sure.
Whatever that turns out to be.
I think your initial take his legs is very doable.
And I also want to... Can I use resist their blows to redirect it for Piero?
So are you causing extra collateral damage? Because you only had a 9 there, so...
Oh, that's right, it only gives me...
Yeah, 1.
That's gives me 1.
Yeah, so you can definitely take his legs. But if you want to cause some extra collateral damage, you can... Yeah.
No, I'll just take his legs.
Take his legs. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you barrel into him, and basically that swipe that was coming for Piero, is now kind of going down towards you. And he just almost rams his hand into your technological eye. And I want you to go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
Yeah, my eye.
Your cell phone Gmail eye.
Okay, that's a 9.
Okay, so 7 and 9. Do you want to lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain?
2 conditions would be hard. I'm gonna give ground. I'm gonna give him an opportunity.
So, yeah, you knock his legs off, and he kind of burns your cyber eye, and you kind of recoil back from that, and in that moment, I think the opportunity he's going to take is to just give this loud whistle and go, tick-tock! We're clocking out! And they fly towards him, and he grabs onto the back of each one. And you can tell that they are going to burst through the wall in very short order. Piero, what do you do?
Lasso him.
So you're going to try and... Are you trying to keep him in place, or are you just trying to... What's your plan?
I don't think it's a very thought-through plan. It's just kind of, I have to do something.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
Ooh, 5... 7?
7? Yeah, okay. So that's partial. Mm-hmm. Do you want to take a condition? Do you want to have this be unstable or temporary?
I'll take a condition.
You'll take a condition. What are you going to mark it?
I'm going to mark afraid.
Yeah, because this is kind of a scary situation. So you lasso kind of around his lower body. Mm-hmm. And at this point, he's kind of straining, and you can see that it's starting to pull away from, like, his hips are starting to pull away from his spine, because these things are rocketing at high speed.
Yeah.
And you can see by his face, this does not feel great. And he's like, magic is cheating! Guys, I need some help here! And those 8 kind of clock zombies start rushing back into the room, and it looks like they're going to start swarming Piro.
Right.
Alright, so Baroness, what do you do?
I feel like my best move at the moment is to directly engage him again. I have some ideas on what I want to actually do to him.
Well, let's go with that. What are you trying to do?
My thought is I want to pull his head off his body.
Oh, God.
So that the rest of his body can go away with the dogs.
Okay.
And I'll keep him here.
So you're literally trying to tear his head off.
Yes.
Yeah, directly engage with threat.
That's the idea here.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's a 10 plus my danger is 12.
Sure. So yeah, you pick 2 of those options. I think tearing his head off is probably taking something
from him.
What else you want?
I think I'm going to resist or avoid their blows.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you take his head off, and again, knowing that he is entirely mechanical now has kind of given you leeway to sort of break loose a little bit.
Yeah.
What does that look like on the page?
So I feel like the dog is starting to pull and it's starting to stretch, so I just sort of grab his head, and they just sort of rock it through, and the head just sort of stays here.
Okay, sure. So yeah, the dogs at this point, with most of his body, rocket through the wall. Mm-hmm. And when you take his head off, there's this really loud kind of electronic whine, and his voice kind of slows down a little bit. You know, I was really hoping we could be friends. And his eyes kind of dart over towards where the clock zombies are, and he goes, "Boys, stand down. Not worth it." And they stop mid-swing on Piro. And at this point, there are just a whole ton of squad cars that have pulled up outside. And you are holding the disembodied head of Overclock. Mm-hmm. And he looks over at you and he goes, "Don't think this is the last." And then his head shuts down. Alright. We kind of have a few panels that go forward from here. There are EMTs helping the infected people, and basically they get them some juice, they get them some, some food, and most of them appear like they are starting to kind of come out of this whatever they were in, because none of them stopped their code, basically. We get William and Darren kind of arriving on the scene, and this is just a kind of exterior panel. When you guys see what has happened here, like when you see just kind of the extent of this, what is the... And again, this is the visual, what does the body language look like?
I think I'm worried. I think this got out of hand. I thought this was going to be more of more of a John Hughes movie, and it wasn't. This is the exact opposite of what a John Hughes movie looks like.
Okay. Is William approaching anyone in particular, or is he just kind of off by himself to the side? And again, these are non-dialogue. This is just cutscene panels.
Yeah, he's mostly just hanging out to the side, trying to figure out what's going on with the other 2.
Okay. And how about Darren? Is Darren actually approaching anybody?
Yeah, I think I would start limping and trying to approach someone to see if anyone had seen you two.
Okay.
By
the time you guys arrive, they're both outside the building.
Okay.
I think Piro is probably in one of those blankets that they give everyone at emergency scenes for whatever reason. And I think the Baroness has one around her tiny shoulder. Just, it looks very tiny on her.
Like a little napkin.
Yeah, like a little napkin. Would you be would we have that panel of Darren approaching one or the other? Or
yeah, I think I'd be approaching Baroness because I can see your eyes damaged.
Yeah.
And so we've got kind of a couple of panels that break away from that and move up, and you can kind of see the trail of the Cocker Spaniels across the city, and they come down on the edge of the suburbs, and with the rest of Overclock's body walk into just another very nondescript warehouse. And I think that is where we end that particular issue and that particular story arc. So congratulations. there's one more thing we're going to do, because we have ended a story arc, and this is where we are going to do our end of session moves, because normally we would do this at the end of every session, but I'm doing it in the story arcs because I'm a terrible person.
Also, I'm not giving up Overclock's head.
That's fine. We'll get to that, don't worry.
Okay.
Alright, so at the end of every session, and we're going to go around the table so everyone gets to do this. So I think we're just going to start with, we'll start with the Baroness and we'll go this way. At the end of the session, do you want to grow closer to the team? Do you want to grow into your own image of yourself, or have you grown away from the team?
I feel like I've definitely grown closer to the team.
Okay.
Especially through this duo adventure with Piero.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of comes into the rest of that. Explain who made you feel welcome.
Yeah.
So you think Piero?
Yeah.
Give influence to that character, and you either clear a condition or mark potential. And since Piero already has influence over you, they will be shifting your labels.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll start with that. Piero, do you want to shift the Baroness's labels one more time?
Sure.
How do you want to shift them?
I think I might be a little bit freaked out by seeing someone literally tear a head off of what looks like another person, so I'm going to shift the freak up.
Okay.
And I'm going to shift Savior down.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So kind of the opposite of
Yeah.
almost.
Okay, so my freak is already at maximum.
Okay, so you won't shift either of those, but you will mark a condition.
Okay, so I don't shift either of them.
So with Piero's now kind of looking at you like, what is this crazy creature? You feel a little self-conscious. Yeah. What do you want to mark?
Okay, so I'm going to mark a little guilty.
And then you can either clear a condition or mark potential. Which do you want to do?
I think I'm going to mark potential on this one.
Okay. And so moving on from there, we'll just go the other way then because Piero is part of that last one. Piero, have you grown closer to the team, grown into your own image of yourself, or grown away from the team?
I think probably grown closer to the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who made you feel welcome?
Probably the Baroness.
Right. So we give influence to the Baroness. Does the Baroness already have influence over you?
I do.
Okay.
At least I have it down on my sheet that I do.
Okay, so yeah, you do. So you'll go ahead and shift Piero's labels.
Actually, no, it wasn't. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I have it over you now.
Okay,
Yes.
so you now have influence over
Yes.
Okay. And you can either clear a condition or mark potential.
I'm going to clear a condition.
Alright, what are you going to clear?
I have a guilty condition from like our last session. I'm going to clear that.
It's gonna you feel like you've done something to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Darren, do you want to grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think grow into my own image of myself.
Okay, so explain how you see yourself and why.
I think I see myself as a little more limited. I think I came here to do a job, which is to save, and I'm realizing there's a cost sometimes to trying to save everyone and everything.
Okay.
And I think that's where I grew into myself.
Okay, so go ahead and shift one label up and another down.
Okay, doke.
So you shift your own labels.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm going to shift my savior down one.
And what's going up?
I think I'm going to shift my danger up.
So you might have to get a little bit dangerous in order to save people.
Yeah.
I have to sneak out.
And
I was very cool sneaking out.
And finally, William, do you want to grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I mean, surprisingly, he's actually grown closer to the team during this.
So
his experiences of watching Darren not only like save him, but then take a massive blow.
Yeah.
Pretty much for him.
So would that be Darren is the one who made you feel welcome?
Definitely.
Okay. So Darren, you now have influence over William. Did you already have it?
I did already have it.
Alright, so go ahead and shift William's labels.
Alright, I think I'm going to shift up his savior one more.
Okay. And what's going down? Oh, is your savior already maxed?
Savior's already maxed.
Alright, so go ahead and mark that condition.
Whoops.
Because Darren is now like starry-eyed, like William is going to save all of us. So that's
Look
a lot
at
of pressure to put on you.
He's amazing. I think I'm going to shift his danger up by one.
No,
You've already done it.
Oh, I have.
It's already been done.
Oh, I only shift one label. Is that right?
Yeah, you get
should-
to declare one up and one down.
Oh!
Once you said you were shifting my savior, it can't go up anymore.
Okay.
So
He's at
whatever
an
was down
extreme.
was irrelevant.
Yeah, so he's at an extreme, and we're marking a condition. That's
okay.
fine. That's fine. It's part of the narrative. Because now William has this added pressure that Darren thinks that he is the savior of the planet Earth.
I'm going to mark angry.
Okay. And you can also, you can either clear a condition or mark potential.
I need to clear a condition.
What you gonna clear?
I'm going to clear insecure.
Okay. You feel pretty secure in your abilities at this point.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So that is our first story arc. Thank you guys for playing. A New Generation is written for Magpie Games by Brendan Conway. It is made of magic, dreams, and a fair amount of spandex, and seriously, I love it. Please check it out. The Baroness is played by Christina, Piero is played by Lenny, you can find her on Instagram at IncognitoTuba, William and Furnace is played by Jordan. Darren is played by Nan, find her on Instagram at Nanjitsu. Apex City is GM'd by Jeremy, who also writes the music and edits this podcast. Our album art was provided by Ash Brandt. Find them on Twitter at cinder_Brandt, that is BRANDT, on Instagram at brandt.ash, and on Tumblr at Kimmons. Find us on Stitcher, Google Play, or your podcatcher of choice. Follow us on Twitter at Apex City Cast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.